Hi, third graders. I am happy to be with you today for your reading lesson. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen. And remember, the point of me sharing my screen is so that you can follow along and look at pictures and words for clues. Oops, not share. Silly Miss Bryce. Okay, we are still working on building that reading life and working on becoming better, more powerful readers. In the past, you have heard me say that we are working on things as readers. We are deep thinkers, hard workers, and great readers. You're not in this alone. You're not doing all of this work by yourself. It might seem like that from time to time because you're not with your friends in a classroom. Well, that is not the case. We spend so much time on Zoom together, and you're all doing the same thing on Canvas. And you're also all reading on Epic every day and working on Lexia. Well, we're not in it alone, even though it might seem like you're at home by yourself. There are still ways to support each other as readers and ways to think about ways to support each other when we get back in the classroom together. So, like I said, we're all learning virtually. Even when we're learning virtually, we still get to have group time. We can hear each other's thoughts, whether it's small group time or whole group time live. And with our other work, we can sometimes see what our friends have to say on assignments like discussion posts. When we're sharing our work, whether it be live or on campus, it's important to really think about what your classmates are saying. You all have valuable ideas to share with one another, and it's really helpful to get ideas from one another if you're not understanding something. You listen to my voice and your teacher's voices all day, and it's important to listen to your peers as well because they might have different ideas or the same ideas, or they might be putting their ideas in a different way. So we're doing another inquiry today, and I know you know what that word inquiry means. That word inquiry, let's think about it. We are asking ourselves questions and using our thinking caps to discover answers. We are full of wonder about everything. That word wonder is the questioning that you have every day about your world around you. It's pretty cool. The question we're going to focus on today is how can readers work together to improve their reading? What are all of the ways? So we're thinking about the ways that your partners can help you and your classmates can help you, even virtually. Today, I'm going to help you think about the different ways that we can work together to become better readers. Listening and reading what your friends have to say about reading can help you. So again, friends, you just heard me say a bunch of times that we can really help each other. We're focusing on that. The first way that we can help each other as readers is by sharing passages that made us feel a strong emotion or left you on the edge of your seat. We've talked about cliffhangers, and I've left some of my friends on cliffhangers while reading Indian Shoes before. Text might make you feel happy or confused, even angry or sad. Books have made me feel sad before. There's one certain author who makes me feel sad pretty frequently when I read his stories. They're great stories, though that doesn't mean they're bad. The second way is that we can share parts where we could really create mind movies for. So telling your friends, whether it be in person or online, oh, what about that part in Indian Shoes? I could really envision them at the stadium, and I could almost smell that hot dog that Ray had, that Chicago-style hot dog that Ray had. That could help friends understand a little bit better if maybe they weren't having the same mind movie that you were. The third way is that we could show each other parts of our book where our mind movies got a little bit blurry, where we thought, what's going on here? For example, friends, I know that A ferret is not a very common pet. Maybe your mind movie gets blurry when people in the story are talking about ferrets, when Ray or Grandpa Half Moon are talking about ferrets. Maybe your mind movie gets blurry. By talking to peers about it and showing the parts of the book where your mind movie gets blurry, we can have a little bit better of an understanding if our friends explain it to us. The fourth way, you can reread parts to each other, making them sound like you are talking to one another. So sometimes if we read stories, especially if we split up the different parts, it makes it seem realer and it makes us have a better understanding of the story. There's something called Reader's Theater, which I am so excited to be able to do when we get back. We might be able to do it together when we get back. And a Reader's Theater is where you pretend to be different characters in the story, acting out those parts. You could do that any old day. It doesn't need to be a Reader's Theater. You can pretend like you're Grandpa Half Moon and really give Grandpa Half Moon a voice. It's kind of fun, and it makes us have a better understanding of what's going on. You could do that over Zoom, or you could do that in a small group, or you could do that on Flipgrid. Or you can think about how you would do it when we're in the classroom together. The fifth way is you can tell one another about big parts of our stories and make sure that we don't miss anything important in our retelling. Big things happen in the story that change the characters. They create or solve problems. It's very important that we don't miss the big ideas. Sharing a part that you marked because it made you laugh or you were impressed by it. This is another way that you can have a better understanding and get better as readers. It's also just fun. You could act out a scene for your partner or class that feels important. Again, this goes back to adding gestures and movement and voices, just like Reader's Theater or a little skit. That word skit is where you act out what's happening in the story. The eighth reason is that the eighth way that you can really increase your understanding by using your friends is you can read their responses on Canvas discussions, as well as listening to our classmates talk on Zoom. So this goes back to using your friends while virtual. You have to really be listening to their thoughts about the book in class and making those connections. And you have to be reading their responses on Canvas when giving the chance and comparing work. You can't just breeze through, you won't understand as well. Our friends can benefit us in so many ways, inside and outside of the classroom. Take advantage of this opportunity to really look at friends' work and hear what they're saying to help their ideas form yours.